The Lindau Nobel Laureate Meetings are among the world's most prestigious gatherings of scientific minds, bringing together Nobel laureates and outstanding young scientists to exchange ideas, discuss global challenges, and inspire the next generation of researchers. This year, Malaysia was proudly represented young scientists Dr. Nurliana Muhammad Yusof and Dr. Pershana K. Manogran. We would also like to acknowledge Dr. Ruth Naomi Manuel, who was part of the Malaysian delegation but is unable to join us for today's conversation. Today, we'll hear about their journey to Lindau, the lessons they've learned from meeting some of the world's greatest scientific minds, and how these experiences are shaping their research and aspirations for the future of science in Malaysia. Okay, before we get into the Lindau stories, could each of you tell us a little about what you do and what your research is about in the simplest way possible?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So, my name is Dr. Lena from the Department of Pharmacology. I am a university lecturer from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So, my research focuses on protecting the heart, where I am developing a new therapies in treating cardiac injury after the heart attack. So we're trying to find a new strategies where we could treat the heart attack and also improve the cardiac recovery.
All right. How about you, Dr. Pershana?
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Pershana Manogran. I'm actually working as a postdoctorate research fellow in physics department, University of Malaya. And my research focuses on development of advanced materials for energy storage device, particularly a device called as supercapacities. So what is actually the supercapacities is that it's an hybrid device that combines the advantage of batteries and also supercapacitors. So as we all know, batteries, they can store a large amount of energy, but then they cannot release these energies fast or to be recharged quickly. On the other hand, supercapacitors, this device can actually recharge quickly. Within seconds they can recharge, but they cannot release or store a lot of energies like batteries. So what we are doing is that we are hybridizing the concept of batteries and supercapacitors in a single device called as supercapacities, where our device will be able to store a large amount of energy at the same time will be able to recharge quickly like supercapacitors. So that is all about my work.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Pershana and Dr. Liana. So as you may see here, we have two experts on vastly different topics, which is one is in motor biology research and health, as well as one is in physics. This is because for the 75th Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting, it is focused on multidisciplinary. So it involves all three major disciplines of the sciences, right? Yeah, okay. So on the topic of the Lindau meeting, so how did you first hear about ASM and the call for the applications for the Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting?
Actually, first knew about ASM and also the Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting is from my colleague, which, if I can mention the name, Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Wong Sok Kuan, which is also one of the Lindau alumni, where she attended the meeting in 2023. So when I heard from her, I thought, okay, this is something that I should go for it, something that I should maybe try myself to submit the application and sell myself whether I could be selected to be one of the participants. So I couldn't resist from submitting the application, and that's what motivated me to submit the application, because to me, meeting a Nobel laureates and other young scientists from all over the world is once in a lifetime experience. So that's motivated me to join this meeting, to be honest. Yeah.
Dr. Pershana?
Mine is actually, I know the Lindau Nobel Laureate Meetings and also that ASM is as a nominating body. Through my supervisors, Professor Ramesh T. Subramaniam, and also my senior, who was also alumni, who went to the Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting 3 to 4 years back. So after knowing things from her, I got actually very excited. I wanted to meet the Nobel laureates, where I knew that I actually can meet them. Not only that, for me, I feel like it's an opportunity to meet a lot of young scientists from different fields, where I realized that these opportunities can actually change the way how I think about my research. And also I can get new knowledge. But I applied actually 3 years back twice. I got rejected, but actually, it didn't stop me actually, because what I did, I learned from my mistakes. I realized what is lacking in my research, and also the way how I'm selling myself. Because when we're going to represent ourselves in an international platform, all these are very crucial.
Yeah.
And I mold myself and applied for last year, and I'm very, very gladful that I got it. And I enjoyed the meeting.
Yeah. So from what I can see here is like, even though you're not selected first, it gave an opportunity for everyone to improve and to see what some issues or challenges that you have, and then you can improve on it, and then now you get to be selected lah.
Yes.
All right. So just now you say Prof Wong, Wong Sok Kwan, and Dr. Ramesh. Yeah, I'm familiar with these two names. I think I've worked on with them before. Okay, so going back to Dr. Liana, take us back to the moment you found out you have been selected. So what was your first reaction?
I still remember when we got the result. It was the last 10 days of Ramadan early this year. Yeah, I was surprised because I knew the selection process was very highly competitive, of course. But when I got selected, I was surprised, honored, of course, and excited. But it comes with a great responsibility because representing Malaysia, and also especially one of the participants that representing University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So it is truly a huge privilege because I think there's something that I can learn from the meeting and bring back and share with my colleagues and also students what I learned from the meetings.
I see. Okay. So going to Dr. Prashana, when you finally arrived in Lindau that time, was there a particular moment when it really sank in that you were about to meet Nobel laureates and also young scientists from all over the world?
Throughout my journey to Lindau, I didn't have that realization. I was still like hesitating, a bit nervous, but me standing in front of the venue with a lot of young scientists queuing to actually register, that was the moment I thought, it's happening. It's actually a dream come true. I'm going to meet the Nobel laureates, who we have only read through books, we have watched in news, but I'm actually going to meet them. And I saw a lot of different young scientists. That was the moment I thought, okay, this is it. I'm going to utilize them.
That's good. That's good. So I would like to get some elaboration. Where did you stay on the island, and how did you travel around during that Lindau meetings?
For me, just a context. When we apply for Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting, we have an option where we can stay with the host family or we can stay in hotel. I travel alone, so I wanted to experience the culture. I choose to stay with the host family.
I see.
So I was staying in the mainland, and I traveled to the venue through bus. But I had a lot of fun with my host family.
I see. Dr. Liana?
As for me, stay in the hotel, and then we are very lucky because the hotel is quite spacious. It's about 2 minutes away from the hall, so it's easier for us, to travel around the city and then coming back and forth to the event hall. Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's good to know. As we know, during the Lindau Nobel Laureate meetings, we have lectures, we have Nobel hours, we have science walks and laureate lunches, and also informal networking sessions in between. So which part of the program did you enjoy the most?
The most enjoying parts of the meeting, I think, is the Nobel Hour session and also the lunch laureate, where with the Nobel Hours, we gather in a small group so we could meet the Nobel Laureate in person and then discuss in a more intimate environment, in a small group, so that we can discuss and asking questions and share ideas about science and research with other young scientists as well. So that two of the event, I think, the most enjoyable moment for me.
Oh. Can you explain a little bit on what is a Nobel Hour, or what are Nobel Hours?
So Nobel Hour is a session where we have a gathering in a small group in a small hall. It's about 1 hour, 2 hour session where one Nobel laureate will meet the small groups of young scientists. It has been scheduled for us. For example, different laureate will have meet other young scientists.
Okay.
So in that session, It's like, it's not a lecture session, it's like a sharing session between us and the Nobel laureate. So we could like ask any question that we wanted to the Nobel laureates. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So could each of you share one session, conversation, or encounter with a Nobel laureate that stayed with you, and what made that particular moment very significant for you? We can start with Dr. Prashana.
Why I really love this session is because for me what happened is that I introduced myself and talked about my research. Prof. Klaus actually became very curious about my work, and then he was asking a lot of questions, and it became like from an introduction to a discussion. So I feel like it's a proud moment as a young scientist
to be noticed by a Nobel laureate.
Yes, and he is actually very interested to know about this work, and he sees future in this, which is for me it shows the quality of work that I'm doing. So I feel like, okay, I'm in the right path.
Okay, so when you all say it's a small gathering, how small is it? Like one Nobel laureate to how many young
10
scientists?
young scientists.
Oh, that's very small.
So either they have like a science walk, the same group of people, but they go for a walk, or we go for lunch. Like for me, I selected Nobel lunch. So we all sit in the restaurant with the Nobel laureate, and then we discuss.
I see. What was the most unexpected, amusing, or memorable moment from the trip that for both of you?
I think the most memorable one, I would say the Bavarian evening, where we got to wear our traditional attire.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
To showcase our, the culture of a different people around the world. So during the event, I decided to wear something that I never had worn before, which is the Orang Ulu attire from Sarawak, even though I am not Sarawakian. So I feel like it's something that we can, present our cultures to other people as well. So I never imagined that attire has become an attention during the events, because everyone asking about what are the uniqueness of the attire, what does the small bits meanings to the culture. So that is something that I think is very important for us to show how Malaysians have a very diversity in terms of the ethnics. And then it shows to us that science is not only about research or finding or scientific finding, but it makes people gather together to discuss or to share the experience about different cultures from a different backgrounds.
All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Prashana?
The most memorable one was with my host family. Because, let me just narrate it so you all can imagine. So the first day I went to Lindau. They picked me up from the train station, and then they helped me with all the registration, everything done, and then they brought me for boating in the Lake of Constance on my very first day. So that was my first
like a private lake?
It's actually a huge lake.
Okay.
Where from the lake actually you can see Swiss, you can see Austria, and you're in German.
So from what I can see here is two different instances of cultural exchange, so experienced by both of our scientists going to the Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting. From what I know just now is you both come from different fields. One is from, Dr. Liana is from cardiovascular research, and Dr. Prashana is advanced energy storage materials. So was there something that you encountered outside of your own field that surprised you or made you think differently about your own research?
I met this particular delegates from China. He was just an undergraduate student, but he actually published 2 papers in Nature, and what surprised me is his work, because usually in publications, researchers, they will like to publish clean results. That means all positive results. But he encouraged systematic way of publishing negative results. That means it's the field experiments, and also what are the things that we should avoid. This thing, I feel like it's very, very important, because usually as a researcher or scientist, you will actually face a lot of issues, because you will see, okay, this steps will give different results. This is not right. You will learn all this, and then only you will come to a high quality work. But if, let's say, we will be able to publish these works it will actually give awareness and to all the people in the same field so that they can avoid this kind of mistakes. But we cannot just report them as it is, but we can actually relate it to the properties, how actually it works. So how we should actually select these parameters. I think that would be a breakthrough, and it will change the way how people think.
Yeah, because as we know, experiments are not always positive effects, or the results will not always come perfectly. So I guess this is a good way to highlight all those things, all the shortcomings, and maybe improve in future studies or research, right?
Yes.
So, Dr. Liana?
So as for me, I encountered this one lecture from the Nobel Laureates. It's in quantum physics and AI. Because initially, before I went to Lindau, I feel like, I probably may not have chosen other discipline other than physiology and medicine. But when I came to the lecture, I feel like, okay, there's so much thing that we have to learn to incorporate our research and also other disciplinary. So this Nobel laureate present his Nobel finding, where he mentioned that the Nobel finding is actually from his PhD work. So can you imagine your PhD work could be one of the Nobel Prize winners? So that's something that changed the way I think. If you find something or discover something that you think it is significant, you should go for it, because that could be something that very valuable in future. We never know,
True.
right? Yeah.
So on this, I think it's related somewhat to this topic. Do you get to mingle with Nobel laureates or young scientists from outside your field?
Yes. I met a lot of young scientists from biology based, medicine, biology, and also AI, robotics. And all talking to them gave me a different perspective of how we can actually think, how can actually we can ask the right questions, and especially AI, because we think that using chat GPTs or all these AI softwares are very bad. But Nobel laureates are actually encouraging us to use them, but we must be very responsible in using it, because we have to ask the right question.
Yes.
And we have to couple it in our research, so that the 1 month research we are doing, we can actually shorten it to 2 weeks, and you get a high quality research.
I agree with that. Because a tool is only as good as its user.
Yes.
So it can be good or bad depending on how you use it.
For me, the answer is yes, of course, because this meeting is interdisciplinary. So we got to meet lots of Nobel laureates and young scientists from a different field from what I am in, which is the cardiovascular science. So, for example, like I mentioned before, we met a Nobel laureate who presented about the quantum physics. I met a young scientist that were doing organic chemistry or physics. This kind of meeting made me think differently of my research, so that I could not only focus on the cardiovascular science, but actually there's a lot of things that we can integrate with interdisciplinary. For example, we can use AI tools for prediction of the disease outcome in future. We can also use a large data sets by using a computer science and also AI. So that's made me think different, and how should I expand my research in future by, meeting a different fields of people with different backgrounds.
Maybe each of you would have some challenges that you encounter which may not directly be solvable in your own field.
Exactly.
Maybe its other field can help.
Yes.
All right. So just now you mentioned AI, so my next question has AI in it. Okay, so the meeting also covered major issues such as artificial intelligence, global health, climate change, research integrity, and also public trust in science, especially nowadays. So which discussion felt most urgent or relevant to you as a young scientist today?
For me, it was two. One was the climate change, because I'm already working in energy base. The second was AI, because a lot of people are extensively using it, and it has a lot of effect on researchers, publications, and we can also get false results. How much we should trust AI and all this stuff. So all this has been discussed, and I realized that this is something that not only young scientists but everyone should know, because it's AI will be benefited on how we are going to use it.
Yeah.
And that tool, we can say that it can replace human with how much advancement it's going. But we cannot have that happen, because end of the day, human has a certain way of doing things, and we are the ones supposed to use these machines so that we have a more greener and healthier environmental advancement.
I agree.
For me, I feel like research integrity and also AI.
Integrity.
Because whether we like it or not, nowadays AI is everywhere. It has become one of the important tools to improve our research. But of course, it has to come with research integrity, honesty, and also the trusted in the data that we're producing should be put in the center of our work. So research integrity and also AI is important for next.
Aside from the meeting itself, do you think this experience has led to any collaboration or mentorship, research idea or professional connection that you can or hope to pursue?
Actually, yes, because from the talks from Dr. Omar, actually I thought of how can you like utilize the materials he have developed in my research, because his focus, even though he developed a material, but his focus was more towards carbon capture. Then I was very actually lucky, because during the partner dinner for Asian students, I met a delegate from India who was actually working in the same material, and I actually spoke to this student, and we agreed to collaborate, and he said that he will be preparing material, he will be modifying it so that it is well suited for energy applications. And I think that was one great step towards collaboration. And I've also spoke to a few people from Spain and also German itself. So I'm looking towards integrating more ideas and also transdisciplinary research collaborations.
So you can foresee like there's a formal collaboration in the future. Dr. Liana, what would you like to bring back from Lindau, not only to your own research, but also to other young scientists?
I feel like there's a lots of things that we can bring back, and one of it is networking, because networking collaboration is very important. I remember when I attend one of the Nobel hour session with this American pharmacologist. So he is a Professor Louis Ignoro. Okay, he is actually the one that discovered a nitric oxide, which is an important signaling molecule as a potent vasodilator, back in 1998 when he won the Nobel Prize, which I was 6 years old that time. So I thought that interdisciplinary that you couldn't meet a Nobel laureate that's within your field, but I was wrong, because he is actually in my field very closely related to what I'm doing in the cardiovascular research, because nitric oxide, a potent vasodilator, is very important in treating cardiovascular diseases as well. So I remember I asked him one question, because it is very challenging for us to translate a preclinical to clinical situation, like for example how to translate a bench side data to a bedside, like how to make sure that our outcomes can be used clinically. So he said to me that it's actually a networking that brings your outcome to be useful, to be used in clinically. Like for example, you have to have a collaboration with clinician, with other physicians, so that you can expand your research. So from there, I think that it is very important, because networking, collaboration is something that you have to bring back, to share with others, how you could share or how you could work with other groups of research to expand your work, so that it can be very useful and also impactful to the society.
Because in the end, I think research should not be in silo. So everyone has a role to play. And through events like Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting, I think it would be like a good way of you can find potential collaborators such as yourselves with the other young scientists or even Nobel laureates, right? Okay, so as a final reflection, what is one message both of you would give to young Malaysian researchers who may think that an international platform like Lindau is beyond their reach?
Okay, so as for me, you should go for it. Go for it. Believe in yourself. So, like for example, I never would imagine myself to get selected for this meeting, but you should think that if you discover something that is something important and is significant, you should go for it. Apply for it. Be confident. Always think that you could be the same level to others as well. So just apply for it, search as many opportunities that you could, so that you can become someone that is important in your field.
Yeah.
I would say that just don't think that you cannot reach these international platforms just because you never tried. You should start knocking the doors, because the more doors will open will actually teach you, shape you. Like for me, the first few trials was not successful, but I learned from my mistake. I improved myself and made it happen. So you don't only dream, but you work for it and you make it happen. I think that is something very important that all, not only young scientists, all the upcoming generations should follow.
So you've heard from our doctors here. Always try, never say never, and always persevere. So in the end, you will get the success that you want, inshallah. All right, so thank you, Dr. Liana and Dr. Prashana. It's been a pleasure hearing about your journey, from the excitement of being selected to meeting Nobel laureates and then bringing those experiences back to Malaysia. So your stories would remind us that science is driven by curiosity, collaboration, perseverance, and the courage to seize new opportunities. We hope your experiences at Lindau will inspire more young Malaysians to believe that they, too, can make their mark on the global scientific stage. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If you are a young Malaysian scientist interested in joining the 76th Lindau Nobel Laureate Meeting, which is themed Physiology and Medicine, applications are now open through the Academy of Sciences Malaysia. More information and application details are available on ASM's official platforms. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the ASM Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring conversations on science, technology, and innovation. Until next time, thank you for watching.